Hello and welcome back to Bible Wits Bible Corner. Today we're going to be in the Old Testament. We're going to read from 1 Samuel chapter 17 verses 37 through 40, starting with the English Standard Version. And David said, "The Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and from the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine." And Saul said to David, "Go, and the Lord be with you." Then Saul clothed David with his armor. He put a helmet of bronze on his head and clothed him with a coat of mail. And David strapped on his sword over his armor, and he tried in vain to go, for he had not tested them. Then David said to Saul, "I cannot go with these, for I have not tested them." So David put them off. Then he took his staff in his hand and chose 5 smooth stones from a brook and put them in his shepherd's pouch. His sling was in his hand, and he approached the Philistine. Alright, now the New Century Version. "The Lord who saved me from the lion and the bear will save me from this Philistine." Saul said to David, "Go, and may the Lord be with you." Saul put his own clothes on David. He put a bronze helmet on his head and dressed him in armor. David put on Saul's sword and tried to walk around, but he was not used to it all, or to all of the armor that Saul had put on him. He said to Saul, "I can't go in this because I am not used to it." Then David took it all off. He took his stick in his hand and chose 5 smooth stones from a stream. He put them in his shepherd's bag and grabbed his sling. Then he went out to meet the Philistine. Alright. So, I love the story of David and Goliath. It's an excellent story, especially to teach to kids. But there's more to it than just milk. I'm going to try to get into something other than milk in this video. We'll see how it goes. But to start off, a little bit before this, David is bringing food to this camp, and he sees this Philistine. He sees Goliath out there mocking the Israelites. He sees his fellow Israelites running scared, and he's wondering what the big deal is. So right there, let's start off with that point. The rest of the Israelites lost focus of God. They saw this huge person that stood well over head and shoulders above everyone else, saying, depending on measurements that you use, Goliath was about 9.5 feet tall. And the Israelites were around the 5 foot to 5'10" range. So Goliath towered over him. So they were running scared. Again, lost sight of God. David, on the other hand, he doesn't lose sight of God. And so he goes and talks to King Saul and says, "Hey, let me take care of this guy." Well, okay. Saul is basically telling him, "Okay, you can, but let's put this human protection on you." David can't walk in it. Basically says, "You know what? I'm not going to rely on human protection. I'm going to rely on God to take care of me while I face this Philistine." So he does. He relies on God, strikes Goliath in the forehead with the stone, kills him, and then he cuts off Goliath's head. So what can we learn from this that is not milk? Again, I don't know if I'm going to get into stuff that's not milk. I'm going to try. Don't trust in human behaviors. Human behaviors can distract us from God. They can cloud our judgment. If we focus solely on God, the task will always be done. It might not be done as quickly as we would like it to be, but it will always be done if we put our focus in God. So, don't lose sight of God. I hope you find encouragement in this, and I hope you have a wonderful, God-centered day. Bye.